what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. And today's video is something that I hate. This is a topic that drives me up a wall. You read the title, and Chanel is suing an eBay seller, a big company, a giant multi-billion-dollar company, suing a small eBay seller. I don't know how big he is. He's probably, you know, maybe six figures. He's selling some expensive stuff, but he's not a big seller at all. And I'll have to find his store and try to link it later. If I find it, I'll link it down below. But anyways, big person suing the small person. Those of you that are new to my channel or are not familiar, I have a video talking about 5 years ago when I was sued by a large multi-billion-dollar company for what was essentially just a big company bullying a small company. In fact, that lawsuit that I ended up, getting out, not really getting out of, I can't talk about what happened, but it was separated from me. Somebody else fought and won. So if I had had the money, which would have been $150,000, I could have fought and won against the big guy too. But a lot of these big companies sue small people because they know you can't fight back. $150,000, for anyone is a huge amount of money. This isn't a mortgage that you can just make $1,000 payment on. This is, you pay a lawyer $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 in the first month, and then every month you have to give them $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000. You pay lawyers in cash. They expect a check every month or they stop working. And so these big companies know that. And so we have a case of that with Chanel suing a small company. I'm gonna take you over to the website on my computer and show you what's going on. And it's disgusting because they're simply abusing their power. If somebody is selling fake goods, I'm all for them getting sued, being put out of business, protecting your brand, protecting your company, I get it. But this isn't that case. The guy is not selling fake Chanel, he's selling real Chanel. He's consigning, he's selling used, he's liquidating. But they have an issue with something else that he's doing, and it has to do with the packaging and the brand presentation, what they call the degradation of their brand, which is completely ridiculous. And I'm going to explain why over my computer. Let's jump over there, and then after this video is over, I want you guys to go to the comment section. I want you to tell me what you think about this, what you think about the lawsuit, and if you happen to be an attorney or an accountant or maybe a trademark IP person, please definitely join the comment section. I'd love to talk to you, or maybe even have you on the channel. There is a channel that I watch. It's called The Lawful Masses, and it is an IP attorney. I can't remember his name. It slips my mind right now, but I'm going to reach out to him. He does stories about crazy lawsuits. I'm going to send this over to his email. He's really good about responding, and hopefully he'll want to do a story. He's got like 100,000 subs or more, I think, and he'll want to do a story about this, and I'd love to know his thoughts and opinions because he is a federally licensed trademark and infringement lawyer. So hopefully we'll get some more opinions on that. But if you are in that field, please definitely use the comment section, and everyone else use the comment section. So let's go over there and check it out, and I'll see what you guys have to say later. Okay, so here is the Chanel lawsuit. This is on eSeller Cafe. You can check it out in the link down below as always. They file a $56 million trademark suit against the eBay seller. Now, I'm going to butcher his name. The guy they filed the lawsuit against is named Ryan Ladjinsky, and they claimed 27 different infringements. So in the court filing, the company states that the eBay seller sold used goods, goods that were never intended for sale, goods lacking any packaging or product information, as well as testers of Chanel cosmetics, lip gloss, blush, unboxed fragrances, cosmetics, and even used fragrances. So typically when you think about these boutique brands, these lavish, luxurious brands, we're talking Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Burberry, people get in trouble for selling knockoff, fake, not good merchandise. Well, that's not the case here. They're mad that he's, for, two reasons. They're mad that he's selling used items, which the first sale doctrine protects. And I'm going to get a lot of comments about that. And they're also mad that he's selling their products without the original packaging or boxing or bottling or whatever it might be, the labels. Now, the problem with that is sometimes when you're a consignment or a used seller, somebody might go to, Chanel and buy a $5,000 purse, and a couple years later they just want to get rid of it, and so that purse is, let's say it's worth $2,500 on the used market. You give them $1,500 in cash and you go flip it and make yourself a profit. Well, they may not have the original box or the packaging or the bag or whatever it is. You just bought it or consigned it for them or whatever, and now you're reselling it. And so that's what Chanel is mad about. And the packaging is at the heart of the complaint. So it says what's unique about the complaint is Chanel is not claiming that he was selling fake products. The cosmetic firm argues that by not using the original packaging, the seller created doubt with consumers whether the product they receive has been opened, diluted, tampered with, or deprives them of certain essential information. Furthermore, the company states that Chanel has a reputation as a premium brand. They're protected by their trademarks, etc., etc. They're calling it a degradation of branding, which means by not including all of the original items you get from a Chanel store or authorized seller, you are not giving the same experience to the customer. And my problem with that is this. I have 3 issues with this lawsuit. Number 1, it's obviously a big company bullying a small company, and the $56 million is just some number they pulled out of thin air. I assure you, no matter how big this guy is on eBay, he didn't do $56 million in damages to Chanel. Number 1, because I highly doubt he sold that much merchandise. And also, number 2, the customers that are on eBay buying a bottle of used Chanel or a used Chanel purse for $1,000 rather than paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 at the store, they are not Chanel's customers. They're not going to stroll into a Chanel boutique on Fifth Avenue or in Barney's or Bergdorf's and pay that kind of money for a brand new Chanel item. So it's kind of this thing of Chanel saying, well, you're costing us money, you're making us look bad. It's not at all the case. It's catering to a secondary market, and the first sale doctrine covers that. But it all circles back to point number 1 of big company bullying little company, because they know that that person is causing other people to buy on the used market and not from Chanel. But what they're missing is that those people aren't going to buy directly from Chanel anyways. So, they go on to say they're the leader in the luxury fashion, the way their products are packaged. It all gives a high-end luxury good experience, and that he's ripping that off from them. And it's an integral part of the product and buyer experience. So that's their main point of focus. The other point is, and I'm going to say this, and people are going to disagree down in the comments section, but this is fact. You and I and everyone else on eBay do not have permission to use a logo or a picture of a product. Now, I don't mean the stock photo. I mean a photo you took in our listings without permission. So let's say that you have a legitimate, authentic Chanel purse with the giant C's on the Chanel bag, and you are done with it and you want to sell it, and you go and pick up your iPhone and take 10 pictures of it and pop it up on eBay. You have committed trademark infringement. You did not get permission from Chanel to use that C logo in your photos. It is against the law. Now, that would mean every item on eBay is trademark infringing. You got an Abercrombie shirt with the AF on the front of it? Trademark infringement. So why is it allowed? Why is every company not suing every person on eBay and Amazon? Well, number 1, there's not enough manpower. Number 2, the courts would be overwhelmed. Number 3, it's ridiculous to even think that that is legitimate. I mean, let's say you're selling your used BMW on Craigslist and you took a picture of the front end BMW tag. That's trademark infringement against BMW. They didn't give you permission to use their name or their logos. And I refer you back to the lawsuit that I was involved with, where we were sued. Part of our infringement case was that we used a picture of a Sprint phone, a cell phone with Sprint's logo on it, in our advertisements to buy and sell phones. Well, of course we did, because we needed pictures of the product. And that was something they sued us for. Is that ridiculous? Of course it's ridiculous. Is it allowed? No, you don't have permission and they can sue you. And so that's what Chanel has done here. They've sued this guy for trademark infringement and product degradation. They're suing him for using their pictures. And so, that's where this whole entire 27 charge lawsuit, which I can tell you 27 charges is probably several hundred pages. We had a 54 charge lawsuit and it was 1,100 pages. This is about half that size, so probably 500 to 600 pages. They do that on purpose. The 56 million, the 500 page lawsuit, it's to intimidate people and it's to cost you money. To fight this, just to get the lawyer, just to start the process is 5, 10, 15 grand. In the first 6 to 12 months, you're going to spend $50,000. I spent $47,000 in a little over a year. Had I taken it to court, it would have cost me 150 grand to defend myself, which is why I didn't. There was a person who was in the same situation as me who spent 150 grand and fought it and won. If you fought these companies, you probably could win in most cases. No judge is going to reasonably, with any common sense, think that this is legitimate. Think that, you know, Chanel lost $56 million, or that selling a used purse on eBay, as long as it's authentic, is against anything other than the first sale doctrine. So this, you know, eSeller Cafe gives you a Vero warning. If you get a Vero warning, don't ignore it. The problem is, once you get Veroed by a company, which Chanel did to this guy, and obviously had his listings removed, probably got his account in trouble. But even though you get those Vero warnings, if you were to remove the items or they get removed, you can still be sued, which is exactly what happened here. That doesn't protect you. The other myth is, people are going to say in the comment section, this is why you have an LLC. That's incorrect. I was sued and I have an LLC. I've had an LLC for many years, and it does not protect you from being sued. LLCs protect you from the personal guarantee of a financial liability, a credit card, a line of credit, a bank loan, maybe a lease on an office, maybe a lease on a company car. You can still be sued. Trust me. Unless you've signed a personal guarantee on those loans, they can't come get money out of you. But your company and you, as the representative, the owner, can be sued in a civil business dispute like this. It qualifies under what's called tortious business, which I would imagine is one of the 27 charges that Chanel has presented against this seller. Tortious business practice means basically doing or saying anything which would cost a company a normal, everyday business customer. So Chanel is claiming that by selling somebody a used item, that person could have potentially been their customer and bought a brand new item. Thus, the eBay seller committed tort of business. That's not necessarily true. You can't prove that that customer was going to come buy a brand new purse. Unless the customer said, hey, eBay seller, I'm going to buy a brand new purse at Chanel unless you sell me the used one at a good deal. That could be proof, but I doubt that happened. So, and that tort is how you get around an LLC, and Chanel was able to sue him. They probably sued him and his business, however he's set up. It doesn't say how he's set up, but that's a myth. LLCs do not protect you. Trust me. Look me up. Feel free. And so typically that's done again against non-authentic knockoff goods, but in this case it wasn't. It was just done over normal IP infringement situations. And they even mentioned that cases can cost $50,000 or more in federal court. They do this in federal court for that reason. It's more expensive and more detailed, requires a special lawyer, etc., etc. $50,000 is low. That's probably just to get through the mediation. You're talking $100,000 plus $150,000 to get all the way through court. I spent $50,000 and we never even stepped inside of a courtroom. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you ever get these cases, unless you think it's worth it or you have the money to blow, if you can settle or get away with things, you're talking $50,000 to $100,000 minimum to try and fight it. Don't try to be a hero against a multi-billion-dollar company. You can't win. And so that's the point of my video, is that I think it's complete garbage that these companies are allowed to push people around. I think judges should step in. I think something should be done not to allow this. But it's the way of our world and the way of our country that anybody can sue anybody. And unless you have the money to fight it, you will lose. And you should not fight it unless you have the money, or unless you think you're going to be able to win and then countersue them to get your legal fees back, which is only a 50-50 shot anyways. Even if you win, there's no guarantee the judge will give you your legal fees. There's no law that says he has to. So you could just be spending $150,000 to make a point. I mean, keep that in mind if you ever have a lawsuit against you. So I want you guys to use the comment section. I want you to tell me what you think. I want you to tell me if you've ever experienced this, been involved in it. If you are an IP trademark lawyer or an accountant or a business lawyer, please comment down below as well, as I'd love to hear from you. Also, I'm going to reach out to Jim. I think his name is Jim Leonard. He's Lawful Masses on YouTube. He is a trademark IP expert lawyer, and he does videos all about this. And I'm going to send him this case and see what he thinks about it and what he would do and how he would handle it, his thoughts. I have an idea because I watch his channel, but I'm just interested, you know, if there's any lawyers, to use the comment section. But I want everyone, you know, even if you're not a lawyer, to use the comment section and tell me your thoughts on this. I think Chanel is wrong. I think it's garbage, and I really hope this guy has the money to fight back and beat him. But my gut tells me he probably doesn't, and he'll probably settle or let them get a judgment and move on. It's sad. It's sad that this is the way that the world has gone, that he's selling used authentic goods and Chanel still sues him for $56 million. So that's our Friday story. Hate to be a Debbie Downer, but shame on you, Chanel. Shame on you. Have a wonderful weekend, guys. Have a wonderful TGI Friday, and we'll talk again tomorrow. If you didn't see the live show last night, go check it out. It is... So next Thursdays will be the last live show before Vegas. So make sure you check out last night's and next Thursdays before we head out to eBay Open. I'll see you guys next time.